One of the reasons that I find meditation difficult sometimes is because the bodily sensations and feelings that arise are so intertwined with stories and judgments about good and bad, discomfort and comforts, role, function, where they came from, what their purpose is. All of this is such good fodder for the mind's ability to depart from the feeling into identification, into story, into visions, and in a sense take me away from just being intimately with what's present. And so one way to work with this is to practice the art of listening outwardly to start with. And it helps if you're in a natural environment because the sounds are relatively neutral. You know, if you're in a city and there's cars going past hooting and your neighbor next door is playing their television too loud, the sounds have judgments and stories baked into them. Whereas in a natural setting, the sounds don't have that much narrative associated with them. They don't have as much judgment and memory that gets deployed in response to their arising. And so we can just quietly listen to the birds and the wind blowing through the leaves, and in a sense open up to this kind of landscape of sound. And this is actually a really good practice for then moving inwards. If we can listen openly and outwardly to sound, just letting it arise and pass away without any judgment as to where it came from or what its purpose is, just to enjoy the sweetness of the sounds. We can then take that attitude or that lens and point it inwards towards our bodily sensations and feelings. Just noticing in the same way that we notice the bird sounds and the insects and the wind blowing through the trees. We notice the arising of emotion and feeling and sensation and the texture and intensity or lightness of all of that. And there isn't too much discrimination, there isn't that much discernment. We're just observing, openly, non-judgmentally, the arising and falling away of these feelings and sensations. And so with time, this practice becomes an important element of meditation. So in the same way that we don't let the sounds of nature take us away into thought, we just stay with what's arising, we can then start applying the same to feeling and emotion and sensation, and then eventually to thought, so that all of it can arise in this field or in this moving, shifting stream of consciousness, of being.